Hello, everybody. Welcome along to the Saturday Superstream. And we're starting hot and heavy here. Chelsea 7, Norwich 0 today for one of our dearly departed teams up in the Premier League. And in the Championship, the 12:30 kickoff ended Cardiff 0, Middlesbrough 2, and 8th successive defeat for Mick McCarthy and for Cardiff. Let me, bring up that screen. There we go. I think I've got that all right. My bad. Sorry, piddling about with the technology. As we begin, so already two big breaking stories. Get your hellos in the chat. Any views if you've watched either of those games on Sky or on BT? We'll start with the Championship game. And yeah, it's 8 defeats in a row now for Cardiff. And let me know if you watched it and what you thought. Ended 2-0 to Middlesbrough down at Cardiff. Sporer in the first half, I'm told, a slightly dubious penalty, but they were on top, is what I was told. Been out and about. And Martin Pereiro, that must be his first goal for Borough. He gets the second. Neil Warnock, well, we said, could he twist the knife? Look at the attack momentum graph. You can see one big splurge for Cardiff. I don't know if your guys' eye tests, if you were watching, agree with that. But look at the numbers. It's not good. It's not good at all, is it? One shot on target throughout the game. 4 big chances to 1. Middlesbrough look like deserved winners. I know Cardiff are going to be the story here, but let's just give a little bit of a tip of the cap to Borough. I thought they'd come unstuck here, to be honest. I played my joker. I thought, Mick will pull something out of the bag here. But look at that. There's Neil Warnock in 7th position with 4 wins in 5 games. Obviously, that table will change as we go through our stream today. Cardiff, well, all it will take is a Hull win down at Luton, or a Barnsley win against Sheffield United. So I don't suspect Cardiff will drop into the bottom 3 this weekend, but it's 8 defeats on the trot. It's 9 defeats in 10. And everybody's making fun of me and my day off that I've got booked in on Monday, that I'm going to be up in the office talking about Mick McCarthy getting sacked. Let's see how the rest of the day goes. Sometimes we have known clubs to try and bury a firing in the middle of the 3 o'clock games if they've played early. So we'll see. Let's just see if we've got any comments on that. And then we'll talk about the Norwich game against Chelsea. Sean, what a legend Sean is. Hey up, Ben. Marching on together. We'll talk about everybody as we go on. €10 super chat from Sean, who always contributes. Thank you very, very much. Jake, 2 times you've played the Joker against us. You've won, have you? Well, there you go. Purple Bungalow, just saw Cardiff v Borough, speechless. Of course, I want us to beat them in the derby. I don't want to see this happen. I'm capable of seeing the bigger picture. This is bad for Welsh football. 9 defeats out of 10 for Cardiff City. Any other comments? And then we'll get to this Norwich game. Let me know if you watched. No, I don't think we have. Yeah, so look, we'll keep our eye. I'm sure you lot keep your eye on the Cardiff City Twitter today, tomorrow, early Monday morning. Let's make a prediction. If he gets to Monday morning and they're starting the next week, then they're not firing him. And I think someone had said something about a story. Sorry, let me try and bring that comment up. There you go, John. Cardiff can't afford to get rid of Mick. If that's the case, then that was such a silly contract that that has been handed out there. So in the Premier League, we'll get to the team news. Oh, God. So dearly departed Norwich City. They drew 0-0 against Brighton last week. And I'm accentuating the positives. I'm saying the keepers played well. They've kept a couple of clean sheets, got a couple of 0-0s, and they've gone and lost 7-0. And look, we know Chelsea are European champions, don't we? So fine. We expect Chelsea they've got better players than Norwich, been in the Premier League for forever and a day, haven't they? So, but 7-0. 7-0 is not good. Let me know if you watched this on BT. And I mean, yeah, what do you say? Let's just do the goal scorers. I think Mount, Hudson-Odoi, James, Chilwell, Aaron's own goal, Mount, and Mount again. So a hat trick for Mason Mount. And yeah, I assume this is going to look awful for Norwich in the numbers. Yeah, just an absolute battering, sadly, for the Canaries. 23 shots to 3, 1 shot on target for Norwich. Chelsea had 13 shots on target. Oh, God. Not good. Really, really not good for Norwich. Again, I don't think... look, we've got some Norwich comments coming in here. I don't think any of even the most optimistic Norwich fans expect them to go to Chelsea and win, but they certainly don't expect them to fold and lose 7-0. And that's now 9 games for Norwich, no wins. I mean, fortunately still, Burnley and Newcastle also haven't won. That is some good news. I believe, I think Norwich might play Leeds very, very, very soon, in fact. So it might be their next game, actually. Someone let me know in the chat if I've got that wrong. But yeah, we don't want to pile in all on the evidence of one game, but that's the evidence of 9 games that they're just struggling so badly. And yeah, I don't know what the fix is, but horrible one for Norwich. Next Sunday, Sam, Norwich Leeds. Well, there you go. And then let me bring that table back up, Sam. If Norwich lose that, assuming, say, Leeds don't win today, say Leeds lose today, then Leeds would be... the gap starts to get bigger. Leeds would be 7 points clear then of Norwich as well. And it all starts to get a little bit, is this already done already with only 10 or 12 games gone? Next Sunday, Leeds 2021. Do you know what? We might give that a bit of the watch-along treatment. Imagine if Lukaku was playing in that game as well. He didn't play. Well, there you go. Chelsea are not short of... oh, sorry, I've missed the super chat options, are they? Jacob, thank you so much. Very, very kind. What are we saying here? Simon, the sponsor of the dearly departed, awful from Norwich. It's a terrible result, isn't it? 7-0. It's very binary with that. Sam, Fark, for me, is out of his depth at this level. A change that needs to happen. No creativity on the pitch, showed no fight, no desire. It was embarrassing. I always try and balance it out, but you can't balance out 7-0. What can I say back to Sam when they've lost 7-0? I can't really say anything, can I? Brownie, a Cardiff friend, still got a sense of humour, Brownie. The biggest anti-Welsh YouTuber out there. Yes, I was accused of being anti-Welsh on YouTube yesterday. Why did Norwich lose 7-0? I don't know. Is there a punchline there? I'd be their manager if I knew the answer to that. But yeah, not good. Leeds, Brentford, Saints, Wolves, next 4. I feel we need to get something out of those 4 to have any chance. And that needs to be 4 to 6 points, doesn't it, as well? Across those 4 for it to really mean anything. You need to win one of the games at least, I guess. But there we go. Let's move on from one of our dearly departed losing 7-0 anyway. Let's look at some team news. Let's do the Championship first. We'll have a look at Birmingham versus Swansea. Get any comments in as we go. And let's go with that view. I'm still messing around with this new view here on StreamYard. Right, Birmingham in goal. Sarkic, Sanderson, Roberts, Friend again. Looks like, is that unchanged from the other night? No, look up top. Hello. Graham Pedersen. So Graham's going to get another go in. Max Collins' absence there. Sunjic, Gardner. No Woods there. Chong, Deeney, Hogan. Interesting. Chong, Deeney, Hogan. Makes sense on paper, doesn't it? Let's see how it goes against the Swans who play Hamer in goal. Swansea are one of a few teams potentially on for a 9-point week. Although I think we already saying take a bow to Middlesbrough and Warnock have already got a 9-point week. So Bournemouth, Fulham, Forest and Swansea also could do a 9-point week. Hamer, Norton, Bennett, Latipodia starts. He came on late on in the Watchalong against West Brom on Wednesday night. Manning, Laird, Smith, Grimes, Nitcham, Patterson, Pirro. Look out for Patterson and Pirro. Let's say a big thank you to Aaron. I'm going to try and do his surname as well. Aaron Antonopoulos, who sounds very Greek, and I hope I haven't got that wrong, Aaron. Thank you so much. A $5 super chat. Very, very kind. Norwich were awful. I think Tharker needs to go. Hope West Brom can get the victory tonight against Bristol. Come on, you baggies. Thank you so much, Aaron. Liam, Payero was outstanding for Borough today. Well, we've been waiting for him. Jay, incoming dull Birmingham performance without a goal. Optimistic, calling a Pirro hat-trick. Woof. Let's move on. Pirro certainly in fine feckle, isn't he? Let's have a look at league leaders Bournemouth, who are playing Huddersfield. Get your thoughts in on this one. Trevor's Stacey, Cahill, Kelly, Zamira, Billing, Kilkenny, Lerma, Krissy, Solanke, Anthony. That sounds unchanged from the midweek win at Stoke, and they're very settled and they're very good, Bournemouth, at the moment. 13 undefeated and favourite to win this one. Nichols, Leeds, Pearson, Sarr, Toffolo, Turton gets a start down the right. Sorba Thomas has been moved further forward. Hogg, O'Brien, Thomas, Campbell, and Karoma for Huddersfield. Let me know what you think on all of that. Let's have a look and, excuse me, see what second place Fulham are up to. They're up to absolutely nothing. They play Forest tomorrow. Let's have a look then at West Brom in third position. They play Bristol City. Let me know what you think on this one. Johnston in goal, Ajayi, Bartley, Clark, Furlong, Townsend, Mollenby, Snodgrass starts. Livermore out. Interesting. Mollenby and Snodgrass starting in centre mid. Mowatt's injured, obviously. Hugill starts as well alongside Carl and Grant. Matt Phillips, Callum Robinson out. I wouldn't have called those team changes, but obviously Big Val knows more than I do about who to play for West Brom. So, you let me know what you think about that. Bentley in goal for Bristol City. Callis, Atkinson, Baker, James, Masengo. I'm not sure where. I think Vyman will end up playing 10, so call him 10. De Silva and Tanner then wing-backs. Martin and Wells up front. Let's have a look at some comments really quickly. Russell, any chance of a live stream tomorrow? Both. Oh, they're on the red button. Okay, leave that one with me, Russell. We'll see how we get on with everything today. Liam, Huddersfield's defence has improved a lot this season. Everything about Huddersfield has improved a lot this season. Mr. Testosterone, will Norwich win at all this season? Yeah, they've got to, haven't they? Surely they'll win soon, won't they? I just cannot say. I know Sheffield United went the longest time, but in the end, they got that victory. I think, did they go past Christmas in the end last season, Sheffield United, before they actually managed to get the win? But no. Too many fills. I think Norwich have got a good shot at taking Derby's worst. What is the points record? I can't quite remember. Well, it's like 14 or something. It's not good, whatever it is, but yeah, there we go. Prediction for the weekend, Lee. Slav says we have to trust the process. Always trust the process, hey? Right, let's move on. Talk Coventry. Coventry are at home to Derby County. Let's get some team news for you and get some of your comments on that. We are, by the way, 15 minutes from kickoff. I always go too slowly through this. Hey-ho. More in goal for Cov. Clark, Sultan, McFadden, Hyam, Darbo, Martson, Harmer, Sheaf, O'Hare, Gilcarez, Godden. For Derby, Roos in goal, Byrne, Jagielka, Davies, Buchanan, Shinny, Bird, Morrison, Ebasele in again. Good to see another good Derby youngster coming through. Lawrence and Josh Fiak. Get your thoughts on that. We'll try and move through nice and quickly for you guys. We go into Peterborough because 5th place QPR are playing at the Posh. Everybody was in on a high-scoring game for this one, weren't they? Cornell in goal for Posh. Thompson, Edwards, Beavers, Ward, Burrows wide, we think. Taylor scored that brilliant goal at Hull in the week. Norburn and Grant, couple of assists for him. Smodic and Dembele. Keep an eye on that shape, whether it actually ends up being exactly that or not, we'll find out. For Rangers, Dieng in goal, Dickey, Dunn, Barbe, McCallum, Madoma got some rave reviews at right wing back. He stays in. Bull, Johansson returns over to Zell. The informed chair off Dykes and a start for Charlie Austin as well. No Willock there, have not indeed checked on that one. Let's do some comments quickly. Rooney's doing a great job there. Agreed. Hen, hello, Ben. Welcome. Brownie, the Cardiff game should be ref by traffic control. That's tremendous and terrible in equal measure. Simon, looking forward to watching live. Yeah, looking forward to having you, Simon. Brentford v Leicester tomorrow. Bees win on the cards. Jeff, surely McCarthy will be sacked today. Yeah, is that where we're up to in the conversation now, Jeff? Is not will he stay or will he go, but which day will he be sacked upon? It feels a bit desperate for good old Mick, bless him. Let's talk Stoke. They visit Millwall in a nice Gary Rowett derby, which a lot of people played their 0-0 on, didn't they? There are your teams. Bart in goal for Millwall. Cooper, Hutchinson, Ballard, Malone, Leonard. They still haven't solved right wing-back issues yet, have they? Mitchell starts with Evans. You never know. Mitchell might be out there and not Leonard. We'll keep an eye on that. Wallace, Ojo. Bradshaw continues up top. I think he started in midweek where they won at Sheffield United. Stoke, Bursick, Wilmot, Suter, Chester, Smith, Timon, Sawyers, Allen, Vrancic, Surridge and Brown. No start yet for Tyrese Campbell. And Nick Powell, annoying, out for 8 weeks now as soon as they get Campbell back. Tough luck for the Stoke fans there and for Nick Powell in particular. Keep your comments coming on. Let's have a looky here at Blackburn versus Reading. Kaminsky in goal for Blackburn. Nyambe Ayala, Lenihan, Aiden, Rothwell, Travis Buckley, Gallagher, Dolan, and the return up top of Ben Brereton Diaz. For Reading, Southwood in goal. Yidam, Moore, Dan Rahman, Deli Bashiru, Drinkwater, Lauren Ejario. It won't be this shape, by the way. It'll be a 4-2-3-1. It's Paunovic. We've seen this before. The brilliant John Swift and Femi Aziz returns, trusted over the expensive George Pushgas. Interesting. Stephen McCarthy, pick your 45, P45 on the way out. Could be. Stephen, 449 on the super chat. Thank you so much. Take a point today. 7-point week, you'd take that. Wouldn't you? John, back on the Superstream today. After all, briefly avoiding football live crowds after Canada in 2 weeks. Very nice, John. Cheers to all of you joining us on the Superstream. It was, there was a hot minute where I thought I was getting down to Ipswich Fleetwood today, but after the week we've had, I can't be away from the babies. 7 hours with the journey, the match, and everything door to door. So we're here on the Superstream. QPR forever. Swift will leave Reading in January. He may hang out there and run that contract down and see what deal he can get at the end of the season. It's certainly an interesting one. Sadly for Reading, the odds are he may well not be signing a new contract, or they may not be able to afford to give him what he's certainly going to be able to get elsewhere. Let's talk Luton versus Hull. Nice effort by SofaScore on the kit clash there, everybody. I'm sure that will get changed in a bit. Sluga in goal for Luton. Sold out down there. That was another one I had a look at going to today. Bradley, Ray, Lockyer. Why is Adebayo left wing back? Right, put Amari Bell at left wing back. Put Adebayo at number 9. On your Dimmer left and Clark right. Oh, no. God, they completely butchered that lineup. Right, on your Dimmer, Adebayo and Cornick will be up front. Bree and Bell will be wing backs. Clark and Berry centrally, I would have thought. Not much help, that image there of the lineup. For Hull City, Ingram in goal. Coyle, Greaves, Smallwood, Elder. Excuse me, Wilkes, Doherty, Honeyman, Lewis, Potter, Bernard. They're in right nightmare here. So put Bernard at centre back, put Smallwood in midfield, put Wilkes right wing, Potter left wing, and Honeyman centrally, and McGuinness up top. I think we've got that all right. But yes, Sofa Score not quite managing to get the teams right there, but hopefully we've got your card marked properly. Let's go to Blackpool and the first Blackpool-Preston derby in any competition since 2013. Goodness me. Woof. And Blackpool in good form as well, up in 12th position. Grimshaw in goal. No, what's his name? The Blackpool keeper, Maxwell, for them. Against his former club as well. Gabriel Ekpateta Keogh, husband. Anderson Dougal, Wintle Bowler. Yates and Medine up top for North End. Iverson, Storybauer Hughes, Earl Vandenberg, Whiteman Brown, Johnson Reese, Sinclair. Keep your eye on that one. That should be really good. Blackpool versus Preston would have been a good Sky TV game, as a lot of people have pointed out today. Right. Have we done everybody else? I think that must be all of the games. Bearing in mind there's been one already and 2 tomorrow as well, isn't there? Fulham and Forest. And who else is tomorrow? Barnsley and Sheffield United. Right. We're about 7 minutes from kickoff. Let's have a quick look in Premier League land. Crystal Palace versus Newcastle. The first game without Steve Bruce there under the Saudi ownership. There you go. We won't go chapter and verse, but we will pick out some old Championship favourites there. Guay and Gallagher and Elise all start for Palace and Newcastle. Less so. A couple of former Bournemouth players there, Richie and Wilson, Fraser as well, all starred in the Championship. Let's move on, and we will find one of our dearly departed. Watford are up visiting Everton. I watched Watford last week in the flesh. They got battered by Liverpool. Ouch. Foster in goal. He was in a lot of trouble with the Watford fans after giving a ticket to a YouTube guest who was a Liverpool fan in the homestand. Anyway, check out Adam Leventhal's article on that over at The Athletic. And Ngakia starts. He came on in that game. Cathcart, Ekong, Messina, Danny Rose. Yeah, he got Mo's salad, basically. And he's getting a rest this week. Tufan, Kuska, Sissoko, Hernandez, Sarr, and Josh King up top. Let's quickly move this on. We've got another dearly departed team here, Leeds, who play Wolves at Elland Road. Struggled a bit against Wolves, hadn't they, when Nuno was there, but he's not there anymore. So don't know whether that necessarily holds water, that theory. Meslier in goal for Leeds. Llorente, Strauick, Cooper. So still no Ayling, and probably more pertinently, still no Phillips. Look in the midfield there. Dallas, Click, Shackleton. Rafinha is back. That is good news. Bamford isn't yet. So Rafinha, Harrison, and James, Rodrigo in there. It does feel like there's a lot of wingers, a lot of number 10s. I know Bielsa has everybody sort of able to do everything, doesn't he? But yeah, maybe the balance there, not quite what it is when particularly stick Bamford and Phillips back in there, maybe Ailing as well. And things start to look a little bit balanced up better. Where else are we going here? Southampton are playing Burnley, which isn't of great interest to us here. And Brighton play Manchester City tonight. Let's just bang through some League One fixtures. Remember, we've got some dearly departed League One teams. And there's one of them there. Wigan play at AFC Wimbledon. By the way, we are 4 minutes to 3 p.m. And everything's kicked off. We'll play first goal in just a second, okay? Stanley versus Pompey. Ipswich beat Pompey 4-0 at Fratton Park in midweek. Bolton versus Gillingham. Bolton's captain has just gone to Stockport in National League. Or is it? I don't know what tier Stockport are in, but certainly I think there's some money there at Stockport now after them having none. But there we go. Anyway, Burton versus Oxford, Doncaster versus Cheltenham. And I am, of course, not going to leave my bias at the door here. Well, let's have a quick look at Ipswich versus Fleetwood. I feel like I'm letting good old Nappers down. He is there. He's travelled all the way from Fleetwood to Ipswich, and I'm not there. But what are you going to do, hey? Walton in goal for Town. Penny, Enciala, Edmondson, and Donassian. Evans and Morsey. Morsey has now taken on the captain's armband. In form, Aluko, Chaplin, Edwards, and Macaulay Bonn also in form. Up top for Fleetwood, Cairns, Johnson, Hill, Andrew, McLaughlin, Clark, Biggins, Batty, Matete, and Garner and Morton up top. Let's just try and whack through the rest of the League One fixtures. We won't go in great detail. And then we'll figure out where you think the first goal is going to be. And we could probably open that up to the League One games as well. MK versus Rotherham, another dearly departed team. I think Iain had put the Rotherham team up for us way back in the chat. Sorry, it's got buried. Sorry, Iain, if you're still in the chat. Twitter's favourite son. Serving his latest Twitter ban. Morecambe versus High Flying Plymouth. Wednesday versus Lincoln. Wednesday, another of our dearly departed team. Shrews versus Cambridge. Sunderland versus Charlton. Always an epic matchup of that one. And Charlton sacked Nigel Adkins, didn't they, in the week? Wickham versus Crewe. Right, you lot. Let's play first goal. You just need to tell me the stadium. Where is our first goal in the 3 p.m. kickoffs going to come? Will it be Palace against Newcastle? Will it be at Everton? They play Watford. Will it be at Leeds? Just tell me the stadium. They play Wolves. Will it be at Southampton? They play Burnley. Will it be at Brighton? They play Man City. No, it won't. That's not a 3 p.m. Ignore that. Ignore that whatsoever. Will it be at St Andrews, Birmingham? Will it be at Ewood Park, Blackburn? Will it be in the Big West Lancs Derby at Bloomfield Road? Will it be down on the south coast at Bournemouth? Will it be at Coventry? Will it be Luton, Millwall, Peterborough, West Brom? Or League One always does tend to start a bit faster than everywhere else. AFC Wimbledon, Stanley, Bolton, Burton, Doncaster, Ipswich, MK, Morecambe, Wednesday, Shrewsbury, Sunderland. We have kicked off indeed at Burton by the look of it there. Or Wickham. Let me know where you think it's going to be. Remember, all of this is recorded in the chat. So I will be able to tell whether you're telling porkies if you think you have indeed won. We've got some bets going up here. Ewood, Posh, Hawthorns, Ewood. Couple for Ewood there. Stadium of Light, Ewood, Kenny, Bournemouth. There we go. Try and click on a lot of these. We are about to kick off. We've got your first goal bets in. And I think we are all good to go. There we go. We've got them all clicked up. And would you believe we already have the first goal? And I thought that Burton game had kicked off before everyone else. It's really kicked off because Oxford have taken the lead probably after about 30 to 60 seconds by the look of that goal coming in. Our first goal today, we've ruined it for all of you because I don't think anyone said that Pirelli and Burton. It's Burton 0, Oxford 1 is our first goal of the day. And I'm pretty sure nobody had that one down in the chat. As we await a few more goals, I will just quickly, if you will indulge me, do a couple of plugs. Please hit like wherever you're watching, if you're on Facebook. Matt Taylor is the goal scorer, by the way, for Oxford. Please hit like wherever you're watching. Hit subscribe. Let me give you a live subscriber count. We're crawling our way up to 20,000. 19,681. See if you can get us up a little bit higher during the Saturday Superstream. Today we have one goal already. Yeah, please hit subscribe. Thank you to the super chatters already. We've had a few super chats and a few super stickers. You can support financially. Hit that dollar button next to where you leave your comments. Our one goal so far, Matty Taylor for Oxford. We've got a Premier League goal as well, a dearly departed goal. Well, I say a dearly departed goal because it's gone against one of our dearly departed teams. And after all of that week, recovering from losing 5-0 at home to Liverpool, Watford have gone behind. What are they doing? Watford have gone behind after 3 minutes at Goodison. Everton 1, Watford 0. Not good from our dearly departed Premier League teams so far today. Norwich getting hit for 7. Watford are already behind. Not good at all. I think, I haven't seen a goal scorer, but I don't think that one has been chalked off, let's just say. Burton and Oxford are cheating, jumping the gun. There might be something to that, Jay. I'll buy that. Jacob, I said it just before they scored. There we go. Tom Davies, the goal scorer. I was at Old Trafford a few weeks ago. Tom Davies was in to win the game and he squared it to Jerry Mina, who was offside. Tom Davies has scored. Let's have a look, see what else we say. They started early. Doesn't count. We'll give it to Everton then, shall we, if they started early and it doesn't count. Walsall 1, Barrow 0. That's not one of our games, but we'll tell you. Anyway, Bournemouth, Luton, Wickham, Everton, Cobham, Sunderland, the sixfold. Good luck to you, Sam. What else shall we say here? If ever you're a team woeful, just think you're not a Norwich fan. I love fuck for what he's done, but he's lost the dressing room. Not good, Christian. Jacob, he specified the team as well as the stadium. There you go. Good work. Good work, my friend. Afternoon, Liam. Up the Swans. Peanuts have a bad feeling about Watford. Yeah. Bad feeling about the first 3 minutes. They're already a goal down there. Oh, hello. Here's a championship goal then. Peterborough 1, QPR 0. Everyone said high scorer in that one, but most people said high scorer, but QPR will end up winning. No, Peterborough have the lead against QPR. Peterborough won at Hull in midweek, and they would love a back-to-back wins, wouldn't they, at the Posh? Peterborough lead 1-0 against QPR. We now have it's been disallowed. I'm going to take that all back. My goal app told me there was a goal. It has been disallowed or didn't go in or whatever has happened there. Scratch that off. I was getting all excited there about Peterborough. They have indeed not taken the lead. This goal app I use is very quick, but sometimes it's a bit too quick for its own good. Ignore that. What else have we got in the chat? Ben, I'm not big on FIFA ratings, but according to my stepson, Ben Foster is the highest rated player in Watford's squad. Not Ismail Assar. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. He's certainly the most famous after his YouTubery, but there we go. How does Mick McCarthy still have a job at Cardiff? I don't know. We will find out how long that job continues. A few goals on the ticker so far. Oxford lead at Burton. Everton in the Premier League lead against our dearly departed Watford. And we thought Peterborough had taken the lead against QPR, but they hadn't. Shrewsbury 1, Cambridge 0 in League One. The Shrews take the lead. Kick-off delayed 15 minutes at the Hawthorns. Medical incident in the crowd. We're getting too many of these now. It's not good, this, is it? I mean, it's good because the outcomes normally I hate to be fatalistic about it, but it's almost you're around far more medical people than you would be in most other places in society if you do have a medical issue at the football. But it seems to have been several. There was one at Luton, wasn't there, against Coventry. There was the one at Newcastle the other day. Now one at West Brom. So obviously we hope that person is okay. Port Vale 1, Colchester 0. And I'm just updating here. Shrewsbury lead against Cambridge. Let's go back to the comments. Big Mick supposedly has something in his contract regarding release fee based on if he's in the relegation zone. Most Cardiff fans say, well, it's an interesting one, Tom. I don't think he's going to end up in the relegation zone today, is he? I think Hull at Luton might be a little bit tricky. And who else would it be? Barnsley tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll see if that comes to pass. Bungalow, I did pose a question about Mick's expected contract a while back. Club currently losing. It's so silly if they've, hooked themselves into a contract that they can't afford to get out of. So silly. Oh, big surprise in League One here. Morecambe 1, Plymouth 0. Don't think many of us expected that one to go that way. Morecambe lead on 6 minutes against table toppers Plymouth. I assume Cole Stockton is the goal scorer because he scores all of their goals, doesn't he? But a little bit of a surprise there. Morecambe lead against Plymouth 6 minutes in. I think we all saw that third Plymouth goal by Broom the other night. That was good fun. Oh, there you go. Jonah Ayunga is the goal scorer, not Cole Stockton. But yeah, league leaders Plymouth opened the door up here to Sunderland and Wycombe, who could go past them. Morecambe have lost 3 on the bounce, but they've certainly made a decent start to life in League One after their promotion. Mike, Stoke looking promising at the moment. Yeah, if you've got a feed by whatever means to any of the games, let us know how things are progressing, or if you're listening on the radio, etc. Ben, exactly, best place to, other than a hospital, to have a. I remember one of the wrestling commentators had a heart attack literally next to a doctor. He said afterwards, after he'd been revived, that was literally the best place I could have had a heart attack, if there is such a thing. Port Vale 1, Colchester 0. And hello, league leaders Bournemouth are at it again, and they are just on fire, aren't they? Bournemouth lead again. It's Bournemouth 1, Huddersfield 0. Dom Solanke from the spot is the goal scorer. And off the top of my head, I'll check the numbers. I think that might be 9 for the season. 9 in 14 for Dom Solanke. And Bournemouth just continue to go absolutely great guns. I think going to go on to 34 points already in 14 games. We'll go to a live league table in just a bit. We have bad news, first of all, though, for another dearly departed team. It's Leeds 0, Wolves 1. These dearly departed teams are giving me a big headache this season. So Norwich have lost 7, and both Leeds and Watford are behind within the first 10 minutes today. Leeds have only got the 1 win on the board as well. Wolves have taken the lead. He Chan Huang is the goal scorer for Wolves. It's Leeds 0, Wolves 1. Bolton 0, Gillingham 1 in League One. Also, And I can tell you the temperature in Enid's room is 21 degrees centigrade, according to the little birdie thing we've got in the room that's just told me on my phone amongst all of the goals. If you'd like me to update you on the temperature of the nursery, we can indeed do that for you. Bolton 0, Gillingham 1 in more pertinent news. Bolton have dropped off, actually, a fair bit. They looked a real threat. Hammered Ipswich at Portman Road 5-2, but it's 3 straight defeats for Wanderers, currently in 11th and in danger, of course, of a few teams possibly going past them today if that stays the same. John Akinde is the goal scorer for Gillingham. Let's have a look at the comments. Morecambe involved in high-scoring games. 24-24 on the goals, David. Nice one. A worthwhile team watching, hey? Penalty, Bournemouth, you were ahead of us, Peanuts. We've got it all covered now, though. Bournemouth absolutely flying, Lenny. Yeah. I haven't got... I think it was 34, wasn't it? Obviously... Fulham play tomorrow. West Brom haven't actually kicked off yet, have they? Because of this medical problem. So Bournemouth are currently 8 points clear at the top of the table. Right, come on, the dearly departed. Everton have equalised. Everton 1, Watford 1, and Burnley have taken the lead at Southampton as well, which I have to say, for given the league position of a couple of our dearly departed teams, it's probably not good news. We don't want Burnley to be winning. But they are at Southampton. Southampton 0, Burnley 1, and an equaliser for Watford. And also, true to form, we said it was a surprise when Morecambe took the lead. So we'd probably say it's not a surprise that Plymouth have already equalised on 12 minutes. Jeffcott or Hardy? Your guess is as good as mine. Maxwell Cornet is the scorer for Burnley. I'm awaiting the Watford goal scorer. Danny Mayer, in fact, is the goal scorer for Plymouth. Oh, looks like Watford have had the goal chalked off. Chris Boyd's just describing it on Sky. Looks like VAR says no. There must have been something amiss to trigger the VAR there. And unfortunately, I can't say up the dearly departed because Watford's goal has been chalked off. I mean, I can say it, but I'll sound silly. And you would have sounded silly if you doubted Gillingham today. And good old Steve Evans, they're 2-0 up. Bolton 0, Gillingham 2. Gillingham in the live league table at the moment... Let me bring that up. Are up to 15th, and it would be back-to-back wins for the Gills. A good week for them, and they're looking like they're going to win. They're 2 up. We did say that about Reading in midweek. We said they're looking like they're going to win, and then Blackpool scored 3 past them. So you never know. Keep comments coming. The goals are indeed coming. Everton 1, Watford 0, although Watford have just had one knocked off for VAR. It's Leeds 0, Wolves 1, Southampton 0, Burnley 1. In the Championship, Bournemouth 1, Huddersfield 0 is our only goal. And in League 1, there's a few. Gillingham are 2 up at Bolton. Burton are 1 down at home to Oxford. Morecambe and Plymouth are 1-1 already. Shrewsbury lead 1-0 at home to Cambridge. Big Mick not turned up for post-match press conference. Eek. Keep your eyes on that, Tom. Keep your eyes on the Cardiff Twitter if you can. Anyone in the chat? Oh, hello. Watford goal given. There we go. Can I say it then? Up the dearly departed. Let's say it. Everton 1, Watford 1. Sounds like they've gone back and forth and back and forth. I thought it had been disallowed, but we have a goal at Watford, unless it's a different one, a different attack. But anyway, who cares? Watford have equalised. Josh King's the scorer. And of course, Josh King was at Everton last season. That was a running story, wasn't it? In terms of him basically wanting out from Bournemouth, and we wondered where he would go. He went in mid-season to Everton, and now he is at Watford. Swindon 0, Bradford 1. Not one of ours, but we'll read it up. Chris, all may not be right at Bolton. Yesterday sold Sarkovic to Stockport after a row between him and Everett. Not good. Callum, another 9-point week coming for the Cherries. Have they had one already? God, two in the first quarter of the season. Yeah, you know where you end up if you keep doing 9-point weeks, don't you? Hey, Lenny, we've looked poor so far in a whole point of view. Luton hit the post early on. Sean Evans doing well in a hard situation at Gillingham, and he's just such a likable guy, isn't he? Steve Evans. He loves to needle the opposition's dugout and anyone within about 100 metres of him. Grand T, here to see how many points conceded before my dinner. Well, we thought they'd taken the lead, Grand T. I think they had one disallowed. Port Vale 2, Colchester 0. Sam, looking at the table, I'm more and more hopeful Derby might stay up. They've just got to avoid a second points deduction if we think there may be another one coming that's for an FFP infraction rather than the standard 12 points you get for going into administration. See how they go. They're in the Lions' Den today, Derby, aren't they? Coventry have been spotless, perfect at home. Some good news for once for Danny Cowley, because they've been in awful form, Pompey, but they have taken the lead at Accrington Stanley. Stanley 0, Pompey 1. God, do they need a win? Stanley 0, Pompey 1. And this goal has been very preempted by Lenny in the chat there. He said Hull hadn't started well. It's Luton 1, Hull 0. And do you know what? I think it's time to go to the live league table. Let's head across there. I think there's enough happening now for us to see some teams bouncing about. You can see Bournemouth as things stand. And yes, West Brom, they have kicked off now and Fulham play tomorrow. But as things stand, are 8 points clear at the top of the table. Woof. Any other leaders? Luton lead and will go up to 7th as things stand. That's all you're going to get in the live league table in the Championship. If we bring up the League One live league table, Adebayo is the goal scorer for Luton. Can anyone give me a number for Adebayo? He must have 5 now, mustn't he, for the season? Moving along nicely after his step up from Walsall, was it last season? There's a live table in League One. Oxford, the biggest beneficiary so far. They're going up into the playoff positions as things stand. Pompey will go up to 14th as things stand. Gillingham up to 16th. And Shrewsbury will move to the edges of the relegation places. A goal for Ipswich against Fleetwood means Shrewsbury would be outside of the relegation places. We will break from that because we have a goal in the Gary Rowett derby to tell you about in the Championship. It's Millwall 0, Stoke 1. Millwall 0, Stoke 1. The Potters take the lead at the Lions in the Gary Rowett derby. It's not all about Gary Rowett. Michael O'Neill's having his say. Millwall 0, Stoke 1. We'll await the goal scorer for that one. Millwall 0, Stoke 1. And how about this? Bournemouth 2, Huddersfield 0. They are just doing it at the moment. Bournemouth, they're just in brilliant form, aren't they? And 3 points incoming, it looks like. Romain Sawyers is the goal scorer for Stoke. He doesn't get too many, does he, from his deep central midfield position? He scored against Millwall. And we need to just update the ticker at the bottom there to say that Bournemouth have indeed gone 2-0 up. Although, well, they're not having it all their way because we just had two of their rivals have scored in the same minute. Coventry have just taken the lead against Derby, and West Brom have just taken the lead against Bristol City. We'll get across all of that. We will go first to the live league table because that's just completely going to mess around with the top six in the Championship. We now have several teams winning. Hugh Gill, the goal scorer for West Brom, they lead 1-0 against Bristol City. Matt Godden, the goal scorer for Coventry, they lead 1-0 against Derby. Remember, if Coventry win, that will be 7 for 7, 21 points and a perfect home record if they win that game. They are astonishingly good at home, Coventry, aren't they? So they're not 8 points clear anymore, Bournemouth. Just a 6 after 14 games, though. So West Brom will be moving on to 28 points. A lot of pressure on Fulham at the moment. Look at Fulham. Everybody's winning. No, they're not. No, everybody are not winning because Bristol City have just equalised against West Brom. If we stay on the live league table, you're about to see West Brom drop down to 26 points. No, it has been disallowed or didn't happen in the first place. Oh, God. Too many moving parts here. We thought Bristol City had just equalised. They had indeed not just equalised. Apologies, I've just blocked the spammer in the chat. Leave that with me. Don't fill the chat with any more comments about that. He has gone. And I think we're up to date with everything. But, yeah, in terms of Fulham, everyone around them is winning. So the pressure on Fulham tomorrow for their visit to, in form, Nottingham Forest. Adebayo 7. Is that all competitions, Alan, or is that just in the league? Do you know what? Because Dom Solanke scored twice as well. Let me just have a look here and see the lay of the land. Yeah, no, he's right. I think it was Alan who said it. Adebayo on to 7 for the season. Dom Solanke on to 10 for the season. Now only Mitrovic has scored more than Dom Solanke. He's now tied up with Ben Brereton Diaz on 10 goals. Woof. Right. I think we're all up to date here. Mike says, what a hit by Sawyers. Describe the goal to us if you've seen it. Doncaster 1, Cheltenham 0. Now, Doncaster are abjectly, I think, bottom of League 1. So some good news for the Doncaster fans. They lead 1-0 against Cheltenham Town. Doncaster 1, Cheltenham 0. I don't know quite whether that is going to move them at all. Yes. Off the bottom will come Doncaster if they can see this one out against Cheltenham. Today, the latest goal in the Saturday Superstream. I say it's the latest goal. It's not, because West Brom have gone 2-0 up. Now, we thought Bristol City had equalised, but I think, no, that's now been chalked off. I'm getting lots of duff information from West Brom. We had 2-0 go up on the printer up there, and now we don't. We thought it was 1-1. We thought it was 2-0. We've been wrong both times. Let's steer clear of the Hawthorns for 5 minutes and go to some of your comments. Dapper will be going crazy. Yeah, and he's not had much chance, Iain, and neither have any of the Doncaster fans recently. Gets the ball in the D and smashed it top right. Sounds like a good goal by Romain Sawyers. Callum, in terms of all-round player, Dom Solanke. Oh, let's not get into best in the Championship. But let's pay him a compliment. He's playing really well and scoring. And he's up to 10 for the season. Let's not overstate how good players are. We can pay them a compliment without going to they're the best in the division, which a lot of people tend to do, I have to say, after someone has a good game. But yeah, Solanke, very, very, very decent. Following up some good form last season. I can't remember exactly how many he got last season. Probably in about the next 10 seconds, I can tell you. So he's trying to follow up 15 last season, Solanke, from 38 starts. And he's already got 10 this season in just 14 starts. So in very fine form is Dominic Solanke. Russ, any advice for losing every week? Yeah, don't do it. But yeah, not. I normally try and have something clever or balanced to say to football fans, but you just kind of keep quiet after a 7-0, don't you? It's not the one, is it? Hello, we've got a goal in the East Lancs derby. First meeting between Blackpool and Preston since 2013. First in the Championship since 2010. And Blackpool have taken the lead. Blackpool 1, Preston 0. Blackpool lead after 27 minutes. And also on 27 minutes, MK 0, Rotherham 1. Rotherham take the lead just down the road from me at the MK Dons. MK 0, Rotherham 1. Keshi Anderson, the goal scorer. Now, I think Anderson was responsible for that ridiculous back heel assist we saw for Shane Lavery's goal a couple of weeks ago, and he's on the score sheet today. Rotherham lead as well. Rotherham will go 5th as things stand against a direct rival there in MK Dons. The day started with MK on 23 points and Rotherham on 22. So very, very much direct rivals, those two. And that Blackpool goal, by the way, means they would go into 10th. Michael Ehekwa, the goal scorer for Rotherham. Blackpool will go into 10th position. Pretty good for a League One team last season. Possibly Blackpool are going to be 10th after 14 games here. And also, they've already got 10 points from the last 5 games. They're in very, very fine form. It'll be 13 from 6 games if that all stays as is. Take a bow, Blackpool, for a very, very fine start to the season. Have to start celebrating loan players' goals. That sounds good to me. That sounds very, very good to me. What else are we saying here? Give Neil Crixley the Newcastle job. He certainly had I'm not suggesting he should get the Newcastle job, Tom, but he certainly had a pretty spotless managerial career. 1 season at Blackpool, promoted, and now he's halfway up League One. We said about him at the start of the season, there's definitely something there. Not my first loss. Take it on the chin and move on in the pub already. You love to see it. There we go. Let's have a look as well in the comments. Iain, apparently we've hit the bar twice too as well. Sounds like Rotherham, good value for their lead. Callum, who do you think would be the best manager for Newcastle right now? If the question is right now, it'd be the person to get them away from the bottom of the table quite quickly. So probably the manager right now is not the one in the long term. I don't know. Someone who'll come in. There we go. Someone who'll come in who all the players will love. He'll get them organised and quickly move them out of the relegation zone. Neil Warnock, everybody. Warnock to Newcastle. That's a joke. Not going to happen. Get Critchley in at Norwich. You're going to start getting linked with these jobs fairly soon. Isn't he? Hartlepool nil. Harrogate 1. Thank you, Chris. Oh, there's another one. Bristol Rovers 0. Newport 1. Harrogate scored. Lovely jubbly. There we go. All on the Harrogate in the chat here. Little bit of a lull without goals for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Breaking news, Cardiff sack Mick McCarthy. It says on the ticker on Sky. Cardiff sack Mick McCarthy. is breaking news. If anyone is on the phone or on Twitter and can do any bit more digging on that one, it looks like Mick has gone. Cardiff sacked Mick McCarthy is coming up on the ticker on Sky Sports. We'll talk about that at half-time. Looks like Mick has gone from Cardiff. If anyone can have a little search around and confirm that for me, then yeah, please do. But yeah, I don't want to be very cruel, but in Mick's own words, that went well. A short and sweet in and out. A short and sweet in and out for Mick at Cardiff. Came in last season. There we go. I wanted Mick to stay. Well, there we go. Best thing to come out of this is more watch-alongs from Ben on Norwich when we get relegated. Well, there you go. You will get that. I'll give you that. I think the 100 million quid TV money might be better for staying in the league, but I'll be pleased to host you here. Scunthorpe 1, Crawley 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Newport 2, Barnet 0, Wrexham 2. Mick, he's gone. He has gone from what we are hearing. Mick should have gone 3 games ago. Steve, we need to avoid defeat to Barnsley tomorrow so we can avoid replacing Slav with Mick. Hey, I've spoken to plenty of Barnsley fans who'll take Mick. I think someone predicted Mick to go if he lost the Borough in your prediction show. Well, if they did, they were right. And it looks like he has gone. I haven't seen anything more solid than across the ticker there. Cardiff sack Mick McCarthy. We thought it might be during the show, didn't we? Try and bury that one. Sounds like someone's buried a chance at St Andrews. No, they haven't. We're getting lots of phony notifications here. I think Birmingham may have had the ball in the net, but they haven't taken the lead. Short and sweet, in and out, very clockwork orange. Well, that's just me, isn't it? Fulham 58. Give Mick the Blackpool job when Krissy takes the Newcastle one. Yes, we've got it all mapped out here. So it sounds like in, big championship news, Cardiff sack Mick McCarthy. Look at this idiot in the chat here. Are you the son of Chad Kroger and Professor Snape? I don't know, Gonzalo. Are you the son of 2 really thick people? Where is my timeout? Away he goes. Dearie me, we don't comment on people's appearance here. We just talk about the football, whoever that numbskull in the chat was. There we go. He's been blocked for 5 minutes. We'll see how tenacious he is and see whether he comes back. Sky Sports has confirmed Mick gone. Goal disallowed for Birmingham. There you go. It was not phony news indeed. Scunthorpe 1, Crawley 0. George Frankham. Bit of a lull in our goals here. I mean, they're both handsome men, as are you. Woof. Can't you take banter, mate? No, that's why you're going in the timeout as well. Lurky, whoever that was. There we go. Speaking of appearances, no snazzy shirt today. No. We walked Enid around and I think I have got a little bit of baby vomit on me here. I don't wear nice clothes anymore. They just get spewed on, don't they? But there we go. Shop gone next. Well, one of the managers we thought was going to go has gone. So maybe the next in line is Marcus Shop. Will they follow suit? We will find out. Electronic banter. Oh, the worst type, Ben, isn't it? The absolutely worst type. Surprised to see QPR with only 1 shot, 0 on target. Yeah, they're normally a bit more of a good attacking side than that, aren't they? In the absence of a few goals in the last 5 or 6 minutes, let's just do a quick sweep through everything that's going on in the Premier League. Palace 0, Newcastle 0, Everton 1, Watford 1, Davies for Everton, King for Watford. Leeds 0, Wolves 1, Hwang for Wolves. Southampton 0, Burnley 1. And I can't remember who scored for Burnley. Maxwell Cornet. Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon Southampton's head. There you go. In the Championship earlier on, Cardiff 0, Borough 2, Mick McCarthy sacked. Birmingham 0, Swansea 0, Blackburn 0, Reading 0, Blackpool 1, Preston 0 in the the West Lancs derby, Keshi Anderson. Bournemouth 2, Huddersfield 0, Dom Solanke with a double. He's on a first half hat-trick there, potentially, with a few more minutes to go until half-time. Coventry 1, Derby 0, Godden penalty. Luton 1, Hull 0, Adebayo 7th of the season. Millwall 0, Stoke 1, Romain Sawyers from the D into the top corner, we have heard. West Brom 1, Bristol City 0, Jordan Hugill. I'll just do the goals in League 1, and it is Pompey lead 1-0 at Stanley, Gillingham lead 2-0 at Bolton, Oxford lead 1-0 at Burton, Doncaster 1, Cheltenham 0, MK 0, Rotherham 1. We've heard Rotherham have hit the post twice also. And Southampton have just equalised against Burnley. Southampton 1. Burnley, no, they haven't. Another one come up and disallowed. We're getting all sorts of phony business going on here. Morecambe 1, Plymouth 1, after Morecambe had taken a bit of a surprise lead. I think Lee Hendry's just looking at this disallowed goal on Sky now. Shrewsbury 1, Cambridge 0 is the last of our goals. And I think we're all up to date there. James, Rowett needs to follow Mick out the door. I want my Millwall back. Well, there we go. Sam's, because we don't have Willock playing. Talking about that QPR creativity. Cardiff statement, Steve Morrison and Tom Ramosut will oversee first-team duties at this side. Thank you, Tom. We'll have a look at that at half-time. There you go. Rowett out, McCarthy in. McCarthy back to... He's available now. I'm sure you'll see the charming version of Mick McCarthy on... I'm being unfair there. He is quite a charming man, but I'm sure you'll see him on Sky Sports. How long do you reckon? Within 3 weeks, he'll definitely be in the studio there. Mick sacked. Meanwhile, Grant McCann is overseeing his 33rd defeat. Hull are down 1-0 at Luton at the moment in 59 games. Stephen says, could Luton be the nail in McCann's coffin? I don't think so. Hearts 1-0 up. I think he's their guy, and he may be their full guy as well. Jimmy, with this good run, I thought Coventry would sell out. It's quite a big stadium, to be fair, isn't it? It's bigger than you think. I remember some Coventry fans getting grumpy with me when I said, it's a nice little ground, that. And they said, well, Little Ben holds over 30,000, apparently. There we go. Royal Dom. Femi Aziz starting on to return for injury. Oh, don't tell me that. And has just pulled up with a hamstring. Puskas on, so Blackburn winning. But what is wrong with these injuries at Reading? Yes. Not good luck with injuries. Katie, if they wanted to sack McCann, he'd be long gone by now. Well, there you go. Exactly. I agree. There, he's definitely their guy. Took them down. Took them back up, though, to be fair to him, didn't he? But, yes, Swindon 0, Bradford 2. Romain, Alfie's favourite type of lettuce. And also Stokes' goal scorer so far. We're very quiet on goals today, aren't we? Especially in League One. League One's normally filled its boots to the extent of about 20 goals, hasn't it? So, yes, there we go. Did Hull make any big signings? I can't think of any. No. Right. I'll keep my powder dry. But Southampton won, Burnley won. We do think the Saints have now equalised against Burnley. Yes, that one is confirmed. And I suppose, again, with my dearly departed hat on and perhaps Watford and Norwich being in close proximity to Burnley, some of my subscribers will be pleased with that goal. Put it that way. We're closing in on half time. Christian, hoping that Plymouth get promoted. Plymouth away, first game next season for Norwich. Well, there we go. Don't get why Baggies let Sawyers go. Class at this level. Yeah, it didn't really. I guess in terms of the speed that Sawyers plays the game at, maybe Ishmael is just not his profile of player. But yeah, I like him very, very much. Swindon 0, Bradford 2. Chris has got League 2 covered for us. Valentino Livramento is the goal scorer for Southampton, who I believe is a very excellent young fullback in the Premier League. Katie, like Plymouth in the Championship, not at our expense. Yeah, looks like it's going to be a high finish for Wigan this season, though, doesn't it? Could be a high finish for Oxford, who, well, they've had a couple of high finishes in the last couple of seasons and come a cropper in the playoffs, but they're 2-0 up against Burton. Now, I've just taken a 2-goal lead. It's Burton 0, Oxford 2, just before half time. Burton 0, Oxford 2. Oxford had moved into the top 6, hadn't they? With that lead in the first half. Sorry, I'm just in the background. I'm just prepping, talking about Mick at halftime, which we will clip out and put as a separate video if you want to go make a cup of tea. Torquay 1, Kings Lynn 0. Tom, Livramento in his fantasy team. Well, there you go. Woof. Do you think Derby can avoid the drop? Maybe. I think they're doomed if they do get another points deduction, I have to say. But yeah, the ideal scenario for Derby is they don't get that points deduction and they get taken over before January. But they'll have to get a move on to do that. Luke, Bournemouth on fire, and so are the England cricket team. There we go. I can't speak for the cricket team, but I agree that Bournemouth are on fire, 100% there. Mr. LJ, 3 points a must for the Blades tomorrow. I need to kick ourselves up the backside. Can everyone try and do that right now? Try and kick yourself up the backside. I suppose you could do it with your heel, couldn't you? But I know what you mean, LJ. Any team who somehow find themselves below Derby this season should sack the manager instantaneously. Good word there, instantaneously. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Right, half times are going to start coming in any second now. It is 3:45 on the clock. So those referees that kicked us off bang on 3 p.m., we're going to have the half times coming in very, very soon. I have to say, fairly low on goals this Superstream. In the Championship, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 7 goals in the first half. Sometimes we get that in the space of about 7 minutes, don't we? But there you go. League One as well. Only a couple of the games have got 2 goals in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, including my team Ipswich, 0-0. Woof. Phil, love the stream, but should have gone to the Kenny. Phil, it was sold out. Would you believe? But yes, I did not get permission to. Do you know? I think I'm working at Leicester Arsenal next week. So I couldn't justify coming out today. Look, we will get to more games, I promise. It's starting now. I'll be back out at games. Been to a couple, but yeah. There we go. John, worried about seeing a lot more of you next season. Leeds losing again. Surely not. Surely not. Leeds safe in the Premier League, aren't they? Lots and lots of half times coming in. Usually means it's all going to happen at the end. Madness. Yeah, there is that. The goals will come. Liam is right. They always come, don't they? So there we go. I was going to say, bet you didn't get allowed to go for that. Well, we had a very sensible adult conversation about it and decided that I needed to be around today, but I could still come up here for a couple of hours and do the super stream as well. Then we'll be able to watch the F1 qualifying. Oh, I don't watch the F1. Only one sport for me, Stephen. Stoke Mill into 6 minutes of injury time. Hopefully no one got badly hurt in the first half there. And we are coming up half time here. Ooh, Wycombe 1, Crew 0. Just before half time. And Doncaster 2, Cheltenham 0. Opposite ends of the League One table there. Really good news for Doncaster, who haven't had much good news of late. And Wycombe, well, I can tell you if I click a couple of buttons, with that goal, Wycombe will move into third spot in the table. That's probably worth bringing up the live league table. So, yeah, Plymouth and Sunderland. In fact, it might not have updated yet. You might be able to see Wycombe. Actually, are they going to go? No, not going to go top. But I think they're going to go level on points with Plymouth, if that hasn't already been added on 24. Yeah, I think we might see Wycombe, if SofaScore catches up there, move up a couple of positions. Anyway, I don't want to sit and stare at a league table and wait for it to change. That is literally paint drying, isn't it? Donny, 2 in 1 game. Astonishing. Scenes. Unbelievable. Ryan Tafazoli. He used to play for Hull, didn't he? Talking about Hull players who have left. He's the goal scorer for Wycombe. Who, there you go. Right. I'll click back to that table, which has now updated. They would level on points with Plymouth. If Morecambe were to score again, Wycombe would indeed be top of the table, pending Sunderland, who could usurp the chair boys there. Let's have a quick look and see how many half times we have got. I'll bring the other screen up so you can see it yourselves. So Palace 0, Newcastle 0 is half time. Everton 1, Watford 1. They're still going. Apparently, no, they've just stopped. Leeds 0, Wolves 1 at half time. Leeds continuing to struggle. Southampton 1, Burnley 1 is also a half time. Cardiff 0, Borough 2. We're going to go chapter and verse on that because I'm going to talk about Mick McCarthy in just a second. I will invite some of your comments as well. So it is 0-0 at Birmingham, Swansea and at Blackburn, Reading. Blackpool lead Preston 1-0 in the West Lancs derby. Bournemouth just win for Bournemouth at the moment. They're 2 up against Huddersfield. Coventry at home as well. Win. Times 7. I don't know how many wins I did there. They lead 1-0 against Derby. Luton are going up right to the edge of the playoffs. If they win that one, they're currently 7th as things stand. Could all change, of course. Millwall 0, Stoke 1 in the Gary Rowett derby there. Peterborough 0, QPR 0, and West Brom 1, Bristol City 1. Medical problem in the stands. They've only played 37 minutes, according to the information we're getting from SofaScore, which is mostly correct at time of me saying it. In League One, Wimbledon 0, Wigan 0, Stanley 0, Pompey 1, Bolton 0, Gillingham 2, Burton 0, Oxford 2, Doncaster 2, Cheltenham 0, Ipswich 0, Fleetwood 0, MK 0, Rotherham 1, Morecambe 1, Plymouth 1, Wednesday 0, Lincoln 0, Shrews 1, Cambridge 0, Sunderland 0, Charlton 0, Wickham 1, Crew Alex 0. Right. We're all going to do it together. We're going to make a little video right now, everybody, and I'll clip this bit out because it is halftime and we are going to talk about another firing in the Championship. And after an 8th successive defeat, Mick McCarthy has been sacked by Cardiff City. It was Middlesbrough 0, Cardiff 2 in the 12:30 kickoff. Neil Warnock twisting the knife in on his old mate Mick today. And then during the stream, you guys are telling me in the chat, oh, Ben, Mick's not at his press conference. It looks like he's done. And it has been confirmed, short and sweet, I have to say. I've got the Cardiff website up on the other screen. 17 minutes ago, Cardiff City Football Club can confirm that first team manager Mick McCarthy and assistant manager Terry Connor have left the club by mutual agreement and with immediate effect. That's interesting because we were having a lot of chitter-chatter around in the chat here about whether the contract was too big to pay up and all of these kind of rumours going around. Sorry, I'm getting loads of people telling me that I said Cardiff 2, Middlesbrough 0. I think I said it the wrong way round. So, yes, it was Cardiff 0, Middlesbrough 2. There's a lot going on. We're mid-Superstream here. We would like to thank Mick and Terry for their efforts during the Bluebirds, time with the Bluebirds. Wish them all the best for the future. Steve Morrison, the former Millwall striker, and Tom Ramasut will oversee first team duties at this time as the board of directors begin the process of appointing a replacement. Now, Mick hasn't actually been at Cardiff all that long. If you remember last season, obviously to paint the really, really big picture, Cardiff up one season in the Premier League, relegated under Neil Warnock. So only 2 years of parachute payments, which is important. Only 2 years of parachute payments. And Warnock was gone sort of, I don't know, October, November of the 1920 season. Neil Harris came in. There was a bit of a bounce, a bit of a run. They got into the playoffs. They lost to Fulham, who ultimately went up in the playoffs. Harris started the next season. Mick had been doing the Republic of Ireland job. But he actually had a very short-lived job in Cyprus as well before that. And then he was doing the Republic of Ireland job, of course. And then when COVID hit, it was almost like they brought Stephen Kenny in a bit earlier and Mick finished. They did have a succession plan there. Mick was available. He started doing the TV again. There's a few jobs where he was linked with. I remember Sheffield Wednesday at the time. But he did get what was a year 2 parachute job. I do acknowledge he got that 75% of the way through those parachute payments and during COVID as well. So not necessarily the financial advantage that we normally associate with that sort of thing. I'm just trying to find where it all started. And I think I have. Sorry, let me just get rid of that. My phone is bleeping, which will no doubt be someone trying to phone me up at Ipswich saying, "Are you at the game?" No, I'm not. I'm here. So there you go. I think I've got that right. This run of wins here for Cardiff starting at February. And it was a great run initially that he had. You can see 6 straight wins and then another 3 undefeated. So he basically won 7 out of his first 9 games for Cardiff. But then, he talk about turning points. Since then, and I remember that game, you can see there, Cardiff 1, Watford 2. Watford won, dodgy bit of goalkeeping in the last minute of that game. And things never really worked since then, did they? You can see defeat, draw, win, defeat, defeat. I mean, maybe I'm being a bit unfair. He does go unbeaten for the last 6 games. But ultimately, if I were to bring up last season's championship table, they were well off it in the end, Cardiff. Yes, Barnsley went on a crazy run. Bournemouth went on a decent run under Jonathan Woodgate. But you can see there, Cardiff missed the playoffs by 9 points. And at the start of that run under McCarthy, they were in there. And then this season has just been a little bit bizarre, really, for Cardiff, because they actually started fairly well. If you can wade through all of the sort of cup games in there, you'll see in the league, the first few games, draw, win, draw, win. So they had 8 points from the first 4, and it was all very much, Mick has doubled down on the direct football. You've got Giles crossing in from the left. You've got Pack hurling the ball into the box. Flint was top scorer at 1 point. And it's all just come crashing down in the worst way. I mean, some would say a slightly aging squad, but it's not Warnock's squad anymore, really. And a very, what's the word? A very kind of workaday sort of championship squad with some big, powerful players, some experienced players. But yeah, well, you tell me what the missing factor is, because you can see down there, they lost at home to Bristol City. And then when I turn the page, there's another win over struggling Forest. And then from there on out, look at that. Oh, dear, you can't survive that run, can you? 1-0 defeat at Coventry, 1-0 home defeat against Bournemouth, and then look, gnarly 5-1 at Blackburn, 4-0 at home to West Brom, home defeat against Reading, where they had the ball for most of the game, didn't they? And the XG painted a very unlucky picture for Cardiff in that one. But hey, when you're down, you're down. Derby Day defeat against Swansea. Away trip to Fulham. Okay, that's a difficult one against Fulham. But the defeats just coming thick and fast. And Cardiff 0, Middlesbrough 2 today. And his old mate Warnock. And I suppose the timing, the timing is what it is. They had the international break where it would have been 5 straight defeats. We then have a 3-game week now. And then next week, we then essentially start another 3-game week. So they've gone for it. Now they haven't given him the next 3 games. Cardiff, they play Stoke, then QPR, and then Huddersfield. So Mick is done at Cardiff. Be interesting to see where, if and when he's going to pop up again. Obviously, 62 years old, Mick. So you wouldn't assume he's finished yet, would you? But what we will say now, and I had first-hand experience of Mick, obviously as an Ipswich fan, and I have to say in the first 3 years at Ipswich was really, really good. Then it all tailed off in the worst way. And the narrative that certainly Mick and the press painted was that Mick was working for a club with an absentee owner and he was doing his best. He was the good thing there. Everything else was bad. He was holding it all up. And when he left, everything collapsed. And I don't know whether people will be revising that now. Yes, when Mick left, everything collapsed. But again, that could still have been because the club had an absentee owner and everything after that was, just an absolute disaster. Maybe 2 things can be true, but I don't know where his stock is now, McCarthy. Now he's gone into Cardiff and he's got this quick failure on his resume. Obviously, in years gone by, he was the guy, McCarthy, wasn't he? He was the guy that had managed Republic of Ireland and then taken Sunderland up and taken Wolves up from the Championship in pretty impressive fashion, and then got close with Ipswich, with, as he was very keen to point out himself many, many times, without really spending anything after Roy Keane and Paul Jewell had ran Marcus Evans pockets dry. So I'm very interested to know what you think will be next for Mick. Look, he's a charming guy. He's a charismatic guy. Players love him. I'm sure there'll be plenty of owners who will be seduced by his presence and his aura and his charisma in an interview. So we will see whether Mick is going to be back or not. And also, any ideas who you think replaces Mick at Cardiff? Let me know in the comments what you think on that one. And with halftime quickly coming to an end in the Superstream, we will stop talking about Mick McCarthy there and implore people. I'll clip this out to get your comments in after the fact as we react to the news that Mick McCarthy has been sacked as Cardiff City manager. There we go, guys. Thank you for helping me through that. And we'll try and get back into the comments. Now, we have had, I think there was a goal right late, just when I was starting that. And there has definitely been a second goal for West Brom. West Brom have gone 2-0 up. Kyle Bartley has scored. So we might just need to double check everything. It's West Brom 2, Bristol City 0. Was there another League One goal that I was not aware of? I'm sure I saw one go in. Was it the second goal for Oxford that I didn't put up? No. Otherwise, I think we are all caught up with everything. Well, you'll let me know if anything is not up to date in the ticker there. Chris, Michael Flynn, the obvious choice for Cardiff, and he is available and ready to go. They're into 10 minutes stoppage time at the Hawthorn. So that game was delayed 15 minutes and it's going to be delayed 10 minutes at the start of the second half as well. So they're probably going to be finishing about 5:15, I reckon, the West Brom game. That might be a long one for us. There we go. Chris Hughton to Cardiff. Roundabouts, managerial merry-go-rounds, and away we go again. Have I put 2-0 Doncaster? Was that the late goal? It might be. Let me just double check. Yeah, we have got it. I think we're all up to date. We'll certainly find out as we go if we're not. It's 4:04 on the Saturday Superstream. We're going to be into second halves very, very soon. Let me know how things are going for your team and your expectations, high, low, or indifferent for the second half as we move on. The half times so far in the Premier League: Palace 0, Newcastle 0, Everton 1, Watford 1, Leeds 0, Wolves 1, Saints 1, Burnley 1. In the Championship, we had earlier on Cardiff 0, Borough 2, Birmingham 1, Swansea 0, Blackburn 0, Reading 0, Blackpool 1, Preston 0, Bournemouth 2, Huddersfield 0, Coventry 1, Derby 0, Luton 1, Hull 0, Millwall 0, Stoke 1, Peterborough 0, QPR 0, West Brom 2, Bristol City 0. That's still going in the first half, by the way, forever and a day. We've got a goal in the second half for Birmingham. It's Birmingham 1, Swansea 0. Birmingham haven't been able to find the net. And since Troy Deeney, they haven't really been able to win a game since Troy Deeney joined. But not only have they found the net, Troy Deeney is the goal scorer. Birmingham 1, Swansea 0. Deeney on 47 minutes gives Blues the lead. We've scored a goal. We've scored a goal, says Jay. Indeed, they have. Big boy Deeney with the goal. Absolutely. My Posh v QPR prediction flips a coin. Could go anyway. Deeney. There we go. He has got himself on the score sheet. Correlation doesn't make causation, Ben. I didn't say it did. I just said they are winning and he has scored. I'll leave you, David, to make your conclusions. But I think I speak as a matter of fact that Troy Deeney has scored for Birmingham and Birmingham are indeed winning. And you can draw whatever correlations you like. We've seen a nice aerial shot of the Brighton Stadium. When we were down south, I drove up that road right there and past the Brighton Stadium just a couple of weekends ago on my nice weekend away. I was going to Lewis and then to Hastings. Very, very nice too. Sam, ouch, fell off my chair. Deeney, come on Blues. There you go, Birmingham leader. Swans fan, right then. I'm disappointed. There you go. David, I mean about Birmingham being poor since Deeney arriving. Again, I will repeat what I said. Since Deeney arrived, Birmingham have been poor. And like David's suggesting, I'm not drawing any causal correlation between those two things, merely a statement of the two facts. Well, I suppose Birmingham being poor is an opinion, but the league table and the results would maybe intimate that that is the case. Mick can come to Barnsley. A few Barnsley fans have said that. He's available now. Is the homecoming going to finally happen? Mick McCarthy back to Barnsley after many, many years since he was a trainee there. Luke, yo, I'm back for Benjamin. Welcome. Oh, hello. Southampton 2, Burnley 1. Armando Broja, whatever, is the goal scorer. And Burnley are behind. And I'm sure our Watford, Leeds and Norwich friends will be pleased about that. That's flipped on its head. Burnley did lead in the first half. End the game now, says Robert. Doesn't work like that, but yeah, I can see why you would want to. E by gum, Mick. I can't do the voice. Can I? Edward, maybe I'm fickle, but until Deeney scored, I was thinking about Mick. Could come and shout at Harley Dean for a couple of seasons. I'm sure Mick would like that. I'm not sure Harley Dean would, but yeah. I had a season ticket behind Mick at Ipswich for a couple of seasons. And it was Grant Ward I always felt sorry for. Wardy. All game you'd hear him shouting at him. But there we go. Maybe some players need shouting at more than others. Born in Barnsley, made in the Republic of Ireland. Aren't they just? Right, let's get the phone down here again. No wonder I'm not seeing any notifications because you guys are telling me that QPR have scored. And I'm behind the curve here. Everybody's telling me that QPR have scored. And guess who? Again, it is Ilias Chair, who is in stonking form, the little number 10, isn't he? Posh 0, QPR 1. We thought Peterborough had taken the lead early on in that game as well. And everybody stay calm. In the 49th minute at Portman Road, down at Ipswich, it is Ipswich 1, Fleetwood 0. We've got a little bit of a glut here. Peterborough 0, QPR 1. And also, Harry Pell, who scored that brilliant free kick for Accrington in midweek, has scored again. Stanley 1, Pompey 1. 3 quick goals. We're all staying calm because Ipswich are winning. Ipswich 1, Fleetwood 0. It's Posh 0, QPR 1. We'll go to the live league table, actually. And it's Accrington 1, Pompey 1. Let's have a look and see what that does for QPR up in the top 6 in the Championship. And again, if you're a Fulham fan, you're probably thinking, what is going on? Because look, everybody in that current top 7, and I know some of the three-pointers are pushing people into it, but everybody around Fulham is winning. Look, Bournemouth, West Brom, Coventry, QPR, Stoke, Luton are all winning, with Borough having already won earlier today. So lots of pressure going on Fulham, and the top as it stands, the top 8 are absolutely filling their boots this weekend. Connor Chaplin is the Ipswich goal scorer. Former Barnsley and Pompey man, is in fine form. The Championship Player of the Month for December 2019. Currently playing in League One and currently playing very nicely in League One. As is, of course, Ilias Chair, who we just mentioned, in fine form for QPR. 4-10 and it's half-time at West Brom. Well, there you go. QPR was a corner that went straight in. Well, there you go. He's in fine form. Chair. I don't know whether he meant it, but he's scored straight from a corner. Harry Pell is an enormous man, looks about 6'10", and he takes a fine free kick as well. Ben, why did Ipswich sign? Come on. I think they signed 20 players. They also released 21. So there was actually a net deficit, which may answer your question. Why does anybody sign a player? Because I think it's going to improve their team. AFC Wimbledon 0, Wigan 1. There might be some movement in the top 3 in League One there. Wigan have taken the lead at Wimbledon. Wimbledon 0, Wigan 1. I will jump to a live League One table. And Wigan move 4th. And up the top there, Plymouth are drawing. Wickham are leading and going into 2nd. Sunderland are level. Who are Sunderland playing? But Paul Kalambai own goal is the goal that's given Wigan the lead there. Sorry, let me just press a button and I can tell you that Sunderland are, well, they're 0-0 at home to Charlton, who are right down the bottom there in 22nd and have just sacked their manager. Speaking of right down the bottom, Doncaster have just gone 3-0 up against Cheltenham. So Wigan are moving into 4th. Rotherham are also winning. Oxford are also winning. So both Championship and League One very much go into form at the top of the table, with a lot of the top sides winning in both of the divisions there. Sorry, we didn't write down. Doncaster 3, Cheltenham 0. Doncaster 3, Cheltenham 0. Good Lord Donny, they are in fine form. And one of our dearly departed League One sides has just taken the lead as well. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Lincoln 0. Lincoln not quite to the extent of Doncaster, but another team that's had a bit of a drop-off from where they were last season. Lincoln obviously were playoff finalists. As things stand, they're in 18th. And as things stand, Sheffield Wednesday going up to 7th, just 1 point off Oxford in that 6th, that last playoff place. Southampton 2, Burnley 2. Ding-dong battle at St Mary's. Burnley went 1-0 up. Southampton equalised and then went 2-1 up. And now it's back level. Southampton 2, Burnley 2. We'll get you a goal scorer for that one in a minute. The goal scorer for Wednesday is Dennis Adinaran, who I think a few times incorrectly said was on loan. I think they've signed him, haven't they? Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Peterborough 1, QPR 1. We said that would be a high scorer. We've got our second goal now. QPR have only just taken the lead through Ilias Chair, and Posh have equalised. And, well, we said there weren't many goals in the first half. They'll come in the second half, and they have. Maxwell Cornet has got his second for Burnley. Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle 0. And Newcastle are a huge news story at the moment, but still on the pitch, they are bang in trouble. However much money they might have at their disposal in the future, they've got to not get relegated this season, haven't they? AFC Wimbledon 0, Wigan 2. Wigan going 0-60 in very short time here. And 0-2-0 up. Wimbledon 0, Wigan 2. And the goal scorer for Peterborough is the youngster Harrison Burrows, who started the season absolutely brilliantly, didn't he? A bit quiet since, but he's back in the goals now. Christian Benteke is the goal scorer for Palace. let's just have a look at the bottom of the Premier League, because we've been talking about, I mean, go figure, teams at the top winning and teams at the bottom losing. But it's not normally as binary as it is today. And down at the bottom in the Premier League, Norwich lost 7-0 earlier today. Newcastle are losing. Burnley are level. Leeds are behind as well. And we got 3 dearly departed teams down there. Norwich in 20th, Leeds in 17th, Watford in 16th. Villa lost as well yesterday in 14th. All I can say, for the sake of my dearly departed videos, thank God for Brentford. Else we just wouldn't be talking about any wins whatsoever. There'll be a dearly departed show early tomorrow morning. James McLean was the second goal scorer for Wigan. Own goal, the first one as well. Wigan are 2-0 up. And like a few of the teams at the top of League One are looking good. Let's have a look at some comments here. Exeter 1, Mansfield 1. We're going to get one comment there. Cornet looks a quality player for Burnley. And we've got another goal. It is Millwall 1, Stoke 1. Lots of you had this as a draw in the preview show yesterday. And it is level again. It's been 0-0 most of the day. It's 1-1. Now, Millwall 1, Stoke 1 down at the Den. Tom Bradshaw, who's started the last couple of games up top for Millwall, has done what you need to do if you're going to start up top and stick the ball in the back of the net. Millwall 1, Stoke 1 on 51 minutes. Second half FC strikes again. Did Wigan have a good second half record, Katie? Joshua, let's imagine for a second Newcastle go down. Don't. 110 points in the Championship next season. What would they do? They'd probably do what they did before and have Rafa Benitez and sign up every good Championship player. Jeff Stelling's going mental. That means Hartlepool have taken the lead. Millwall sub, Smith for Evans. Did that preempt the goal? I think it might have. Tom, Luton already forced into 2 changes due to injury. Luton are 1-0 up against Hull, aren't they? Adebayo with his 7th of the season in the first half. I knew as soon as I said that Peterborough would score, and Peterborough indeed have scored. QPR are level 1-1 against Peterborough. Let's give you a quick sweep of the scores. It's been all happening in the second half. It's Palace 1, Newcastle 0 in the Premier League. Everton 1, Watford 1, Leeds 0, Wolves 1, Southampton 2, Burnley 2. Later on, not that it affects subscribers of our channel too much, Brighton play Manchester City at 5:30. Earlier today, Cardiff 0, Borough 2. It is currently Birmingham 1, Swans 0. Blackburn 0, Reading 0. Blackpool 1, Preston 0. Bournemouth 2, Huddersfield 0. Coventry 1, Derby 0. Luton 1, Hull 0. Millwall 1, Stoke 1. Posh 1, QPR 1. West Brom 2, Bristol City 0. They're way behind in that game. They're still in the halftime interval. In League One, Wimbledon 0, Wigan 2. 2 second half goals for Wigan there. Stanley 1, Pompey 1. Bolton 0, Gillingham 2, Burton 0, Oxford 2. We've just had a goal in the Championship. We'll come to that in just a sec. Doncaster 3, Cheltenham 0. Fleetwood are now 1-0 down at Ipswich. MK 0, Rotherham 1. Morecambe 1, Plymouth 1. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Lincoln 0. Shrewsbury 1, Cambridge 0. Sunderland 0, Charlton 0. Wickham 1, Crewe 1. And the goal in the Championship has gone to Blackburn Rovers. It is Blackburn 1, Reading 0. Blackburn 1, Reading 0. Rovers have been on a bad run. Reading have been on a good run. So go figure. Championship, everybody. Blackburn lead 1-0 against Reading. We're just finding the goal scorer. It's Sam Gallagher is the goal scorer for Blackburn, who lead 1-0 against Reading. I think they scored 1 point in the last 4 games. One team that has scored plenty more than 1 point in the last 4 games is Bournemouth. And by God, they are 3-0 up, Bournemouth, against Huddersfield now. Bournemouth 3, Huddersfield 0. Woof is all I can say to that one. Bournemouth are going to be 14 undefeated. Let's see if Shaylee will get me a drink. My voice is starting to go. I can feel it. Has Dom Solanke got the hat-trick, I wonder? No. Lloyd Kelly has scored. Bournemouth 3. Huddersfield 0. Bournemouth 3. Huddersfield 0. Let's have a look at the live league table and see what that means up the top there. Look at Bournemouth. 34 points from 14. What a start from them. We got another goal over at Peterborough. It's Peterborough 1, QPR 2. 3 goals in the first 15 minutes or 20 minutes or so in the second half there. QPR had taken the lead. They've been pared back to 1-1. They now lead again. We said, well, a lot of you said, a high scorer at Peterborough with QPR coming out on top. Well, it's heading that way. Peterborough 1, QPR 2. And we'll await the goal scorer. And Everton have gone back in full, disallowed, in fact. No goal. Second one we've had scrubbed off there. Peterborough 1, QPR 1. Apologies. The goal app that I'm using is not covering itself in glory today. Everton 2, Watford 1, we think is confirmed, though. Watford are behind again. And we might have an entire losing weekend again for the dearly departed. Looks like Blackburn have gone double. Blackburn 2, Reading 0. It's Blackburn 2, Reading 0. Tyrese Dolan has added to Sam Gallagher's goal, and looks like Blackburn's struggling run, is going to stop. Of course, Richarlison has scored against Everton. He's just back from injury. Sorry, against Watford for Everton. He's back from injury and he's a former Watford player. Isn't he just? Cambridge have equalised. They're an absolute nuisance, aren't they? Shrewsbury 1, Cambridge 1. They've all had a good go, haven't they? Cheltenham, Morecambe and Cambridge, the promoted teams in League 1. Coming up from League 2 last season. Right, let's try and get some more comments in. Rovers 1, Newport 3. And Tom has correctly told me that Newcastle have scored as well. Callum Wilson. Goals, goals, goals. Non-stop goals in the second half. We said it was quiet in the first half. We knew this was coming. Callum Wilson has equalised over in South London. Croydon. I don't know exactly where you would place the Crystal Palace ground. Been there a few times. Who cares? 1-1. Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle 1. Emergency vino for Ben. We got some, actually. I don't know if she's even seen my message, David. No, she absolutely hasn't. We'll find out, hey? We will find out. As the goals continue to go in this second half. Any nursery temperature update? I could give it to you, but I sense the sarcasm, Tom, after the 21-degree update in the first half. Second medical emergency at West Brom. Bristol City fans, what's going on? I hope everybody's okay. That game is destined never to finish. Moncur coming on for Hull, Stephen. Is this former player syndrome we're concerned about here? Always do tend to score, don't they? 6 out of 9 conceded have come in the first half as well. Is this Wigan's first half, second half disparities? Hey, they're looking good though, aren't they? The great Callum Patterson is on for Sheffield Wednesday. One of our favourites, Nat, isn't he? Keep us updated. I will, Tom, when one comes up. Callum Wilson, underrated forward, always seems to score. Yeah, good player. Callum Wilson, isn't he? You will see. There you go. If you want a nursery update, the crib is empty. So hopefully the baby's shaky. In fact, the baby has been fed. There you go. There's a complete baby update for you. Right, a small lull in proceedings at the moment after the goals were indeed flying in. We're about sort of 65, 70 minutes into most of the games. Now, Doncaster 3, Cheltenham 1. Doncaster looked home and host in that. I'm sure they'll be all right, won't they? Although the type of season they're having. They don't want to leave anything to chance here, but Doncaster 3, Cheltenham 1. Cheltenham have got one back down there in League One. Ooh, big goal in the Championship. Blackpool 2, Preston 0. And Millwall have come from behind to lead against Stoke. Millwall 2, Stoke 1. Oh, look at that. Sunderland 0, Charlton 1. What about that? Penny for the fired in midweek by Charlton, Nigel Adkins. Thoughts on that? 3 quick goals there. I can't keep up. Oh, my God. Oh, wow. There's been about 4 goals in a second there. Bournemouth 3, Huddersfield 1. Have got one back. Oh, no, that's been disallowed. I think I just saw that Rotherham had taken the lead as well. So, look, I'm going to try my absolute best to keep up with an absolute glut of goals there. Tom Bradshaw has got his second for Millwall. They lead 2-1 against Stoke. Gary Medine is the goal scorer in the West Lancs derby, and it looks like Blackpool are going to take the bragging rights. We saw Sunderland had gone 1-0 down at home to Charlton. Remember, everybody else other than Sunderland are winning at the top of League One. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, someone correct me, that MK went 2-0 down to Rotherham in that big glut of goals there. I'm going to put it up. Someone tell me if it didn't actually happen. And it is indeed a figment of my imagination. It wasn't. It was just my imagination. Huddersfield didn't score against Bournemouth. That flashed up on my screen as well. What a win that would be for Charlton if they could win up at the Stadium of Light. Big glut of goals here. Up the Charlton, Blackpool 2-0 up. Huddersfield goal. That one got scratched off, we think. Liam Cullen on for Swans. They are 1-0 down. Yes, MK are 2-0 down now to Rotherham. We've gone to Abigail Davis to confirm that Jaden Stockley is the goal scorer for Charlton Athletic. We haven't heard the second Rotherham goal scorer. Yes, we have. Dan Barlasser, former Newcastle player. Sam says, get ready for a last-minute Peterborough goal. We will see. I'm ready for whatever happens here, Sam. You know me. Wigan go third. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, good point. Shadow Ninja in the chat. Let's go to the League One live league table because that could be, very problematic for Sunderland with everybody else winning. And you can see, look, Plymouth aren't winning. Wigan are. Sunderland are now losing. Rotherham are 2 up. Oxford are 2 up as well at Burton, aren't they? Wednesday are leading as well against Lincoln. Bad day for MK. Look, they're at the bottom of that little group there in 8th spot with mostly everyone above them apart from Sunderland and Plymouth there. Also in the lead. Woof. Oh, goodness me. I wonder why there are so many medical emergencies in this match. Just keeps happening, doesn't it? Not good. Hopefully it's not related to what's just been happening over the last 2 years. But, hey, look, I'm not making any guesses. Maybe they're, I don't know, maybe we're just getting to them quicker now and less precautions are being taken. But, yeah, it does seem to be more medical problems in the stands at games at the moment. Hopefully everyone's okay. We think we've had 2 at the same game at West Brom versus Bristol City. Scunthorpe 2, Crawley 1, Forest Green 2, Salford 1. Down a little bit further than we are covering. Katie, Wigan got game in hand on Wycombe and 2 on Plymouth. Very impressive job being done there by Liam Richardson. Speaking of impressive, let me talk to you about Coventry's home record, because it looks like they're going to be 7 wins out of 7. It's Coventry 2, Derby 0. Coventry have gone 2-0 up against Derby. Oh my God, I'm getting fed up of this goal app. Disallowed, it says again. Someone let me know if the ball was actually in the net, or the goal app I'm using today is just incompetent. That's about the 15th goal flash that's gone up and then been disallowed afterwards. So my apologies. We'll write a strongly worded letter. Am I doing Brentford Leicester tomorrow? Leave that with me. We could almost do a super stream again tomorrow as well. Who else is playing tomorrow in the Championship? Barnsley, Sheffield United. A couple of good games, actually. Forest, informed Forest against Fulham. Never mind. Yeah, never mind indeed. We just want to bring you the right information and react as it's happening and get your thoughts on it here on the Saturday Super Stream. By the way, quick plug, hit like wherever you're watching. Takes a second, but really helps draw more people to the stream. And of course, hit subscribe if you're new to the channel here. We react to all sorts of stuff as it is indeed going on here at the 3 p.m.s on Saturday. I've not been about for the last 4, I think, but we'll do them when I am about. And God, I'm enjoying this one as well. Plenty going on in the Saturday Super Stream. Toby, ball was in at Coventry, but offside. Okay, so I won't be going in the fake news sin bin. That was real news. A goal disallowed for Coventry. They are still indeed leading. Let's just take a look at the lay of the land once again in the Championship. The live league table will tell us the following, and a lot of the teams up at the top are winning. Bournemouth and West Brom both lead. Fulham play tomorrow. Coventry lead. QPR are level at Peterborough. MK 0, Rotherham 3. That one looks all done. Stick a fork in MK. They're done. A good win for Paul Warne. And Rotherham, and I met Paul Warne in that stadium. He has links to me there. Luton, oh, look at that. Luton in the playoffs as things stand. Wow. Tremendous work for Luton. That is because of Huddersfield and the goal difference issues. Now, Luton in the top 6. Excellent job. But by God, look at that. 21, 21, 21, 21, 21. At the moment, as things stand, Blackpool in 11th are tied with Luton. Someone screenshot that is incredible. All of those teams currently tied up on 21 points. We just had an equaliser for Swansea as well. It's Birmingham 1, Swansea 1. I assume that'll be either Patterson or Pirro, judging by the way recent things have been going. Speaking of recent things going, they're not going well for Danny Cowley at Pompey. They led Accrington Stanley, where if you're not at it, you will lose. Stanley 2 now, Pompey 1. Not good news at all for Pompey, who we thought were turning things around today in terms of their form. Birmingham 1, Swansea 1. Michael Obafemi, is that his first goal for Swansea? I think it might just be. Birmingham 1, Swansea 1. MK 0, Rotherham 3. The goal scorer was Freddie Ladapo. Matt Butcher is the goal scorer for Accrington, who are just a nuisance, aren't they? Good League One side. And again, I say, I'm not comparing the clubs or the styles of play. I'm just saying, similar to Luton If you turn up at Accrington Stanley in League One or Luton in the Championship and you're not at it, you will lose. They just do it, don't they? And Stanley are 2-1 up. Bournemouth 4. Oh, disallowed, dearie me. Right, there's a knock at the door. And a hand coming through the door. Can I reach? You might have to reach a bit further, darling. Are you okay, sweetheart? Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
How's Enid?
Asleep.
There you go. Thank you, darling. See you in a bit. And we have a drink. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, we thought Bournemouth might have gone 4-0 up, but no. Another one disallowed on the goal app today. What a great woman. Absolutely. Feeding the baby and then straight up to feed me as well. Hello, Shaylee. W&G fan. Wallace and Gromit fan. Blackpool superiority. Very much so today. They're 2-0 up against Preston. Sorry, I'm just wetting my whistle. Alf, first time watching your live stream and it's very entertaining. He's giving it a meal as well. I can't do that too loud. I wake the baby who is inevitably now sleeping. Cheers, Stephen. Yes, you are very lucky. What a great wife you have. Absolutely. Oh, hello. We thought Coventry had gone 2-0 up a few minutes ago. My phone says Coventry 1, Derby 1. Is the perfect home record done for Coventry now? In 12 minutes' time, it will be if they don't score again. Everton 2, Watford 2. Go on, the dearly departed. Watford have equalised. Everton 2, Watford 2. And an equaliser also for Derby County at the best home team in the Championship, Coventry. It's Coventry 1, Derby 1. It's Everton 2, Watford 2. Watford have equalised against Everton. Did I just see that Crewe had equalised against Wycombe? Yes. Wycombe 1, Crewe 1. And Wednesday 1, Lincoln 1. And Burton have also scored against Oxford. And I think I'd missed Shrewsbury 2, Cambridge 1 as well. So lots to talk about in League One. My bad. Shrewsbury are leading. Yeah, God, they all went in at once. Shrewsbury 2, Cambridge 1. And what were the other ones? So Lincoln have equalised at Hillsborough. It's Wednesday 1, Lincoln 1. Burton 1, Oxford 2. So Burton have got 1 back against Oxford. And there was the equal. Everton 2, Watford 3. Are you serious? We think Everton 2, Watford 3. We think Watford might have taken the lead. It's going mental here. Birmingham 2, Swansea 1. It looks like Birmingham have retaken the lead as well. Help me out with the ticker, guys. I'm trying my best to keep up. It's gone absolutely goal crazy after a pretty quiet first half. And I think Watford have scored about 2 in a minute. Kuchka had equalised on 78. And it looks as though they have taken the lead just because we want more goals. It's now West Brom 3, Bristol City 0. And did I update Wycombe and Crewe? I did not. Wycombe 1, Crewe 1. An absolute deluge of goals to tell you about. Yes, Josh King has got his second. Riley McGree is the Birmingham goal scorer. It's probably easiest if we do a sweep now, because there's just been about, I'm not joking, there's been about 10 goals in the last 5 minutes, I think, on the Superstream here. Let me know how the ticker is doing, if we're close to being correct. Everton 2, Watford 3. That just went from 2-1 to Everton to 3-2 to Watford in the space of 2 minutes. The goals that just went in the Championship were at St Andrews. Birmingham went 2-1 up. Riley McGree scored against Swansea, and at West Brom, who went 3-0 up. Carlin Grant, who's got, I think must have 6 or 7 now for the season as well. In League One, all at once, Accrington had taken the lead against Pompey. Burton got one back against Oxford. That's 2-1 to Oxford still. Rotherham had recently gone 3-0 up Ladapo at MK. Lincoln had equalised against Wednesday. Shrewsbury took the lead against Cambridge, and Crewe equalised against Wickham. Have we caught you up, everybody? I think everything's updated now, but my God, a complete glut of goals there. Rochdale 2, Sutton 1. Is it my imagination? Or was it disallowed? No, Bournemouth didn't go 4 up against Huddersfield. Did they? Woof. Right. I think, oh no. You can guess who scored. It's Fleetwood with the equaliser at Ipswich. Fleetwood have levelled. It's Ipswich 1, Fleetwood 1 on 82 minutes for the 500th time this season. Ipswich surrendering a winning position. Ipswich 1, Fleetwood 1. Edward, hopefully Blues can find some of that early season form again. Well, they've got to get over the line today. Great save by Dieng, says QPR forever. Callum Morton is the Fleetwood goal scorer at Portman Road. Joseph, 10 goals in 5 minutes. Feels like it's revenge for you saying there weren't many goals. Well, there weren't. There weren't. We knew they were coming, didn't they? Didn't we? And they have indeed come. However, Reading had 13 shots with only 1 on target. Maybe they've not been. Sometimes the shot count can lie, can't it? Maybe they've not been from advantageous positions. Burton had got one back against Oxford to make it 2-1. Oxford have just gone 3-1 up. So it looks like Oxford, who, and I can't remember what the live league table says now, or said earlier, they were in 6th, Oxford, earlier in the day at 2-0. So I assume they are still there about. Oxford go 3-1 up. Yeah, Oxford will hold on to that 6th place spot. Oxford 3-1 up against Burton. As we go into the last we're into the last 7 or 8 minutes now in terms of most of the games, but we all know that means 10, 12, 15 minutes in terms of adding in stoppage time. And remember, not all games are at the same point. Woof. Answer to that, 13 shots with 1 on target, George Puskas. Well, there you go. Portsmouth have equalised at Accrington, and Bolton have got 1 back against Gillingham. So it's now Accrington Stanley 2, Pompey 2. Portsmouth have equalised. And Bolton, can they make a grand late comeback here? They were 2 down against Gillingham. It's now 2-1 at the Unibol. Gillingham lead 2-1. I absolutely feel confident going into games against Bournemouth and Millwall after back-to-back losses. Who's got Bournemouth and Millwall next, Ash? I can't remember who you support, matey. Marcus Harness was the goal scorer for Pompey. Do you know when Reading will have their points deducted? Well, first of all, you have to answer that by saying we don't know they definitely will, but we think they probably will. I don't know. There's an international break coming up. Might be one for the EFL to shove in the slow news week, but pass on all of that. We never know when the EFL, and these things always take forever and a day. Chris Willock on for QPR. Not in the starting lineup today. Ooh, Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle 1 in the 87th minute. Newcastle came up earlier in the chat. They may have more money than God, but they don't have a very good team at the moment, and they're in trouble. Wow! Everton 2, Watford 4. I do not believe that. What a performance by Ranieri and Watford. Looks like they're getting the 3 points, or that could be famous last words. And I suppose with Newcastle now losing as well, this could now, I was lamenting the dearly departed earlier, this could now be a really good day for Watford, couldn't it? You have to tip your caps to this late showing. They've scored on 78, 80 and 86, having been 2-1 down. Watford definitely within a good shout of team of the day with that particular comeback. Benteke was the goal scorer again. He's got 2 now today for Palace. And yeah, that's good for Watford today. Look, everybody below them is either losing, have already lost, or they're not winning, basically. So it could be a really good day in the end for Watford. And it had looked like it was going to be a bad day for virtually everybody down there. So fair play, Watford. Oh, are they checking? Looks like Clinton Morrison's squinting at his screen to find out whether this Palace goal is actually going to stand against Newcastle. It is not going to stand. We'll take that one all back. Palace 1, Newcastle 1. I still repeat my comment about Watford. Newcastle are not winning. Basically, Watford are winning and everyone below them is not winning. Josh King has got a hat-trick against his most recent club there. What a performance by him and by Watford. Tremendous stuff. Let's have a look here. Yeah, VAR at Palace, all scrubbed off. King hat-trick, won him back at Bournemouth. Tremendous performance by Josh King, against the team who gave him no game time. To be fair, Ancelotti did have Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison up top, but Josh King doing the business at Premier League level, doing the business as well. Shrewsbury 3, Cambridge 1, with barely a few minutes to go. Now looks like Shrewsbury and Steve Cotterill are winning today. Shrewsbury go 3-1 up against Cambridge. I say a few minutes. It's only 83 minutes there. Ryan Bowman also has scored a hat-trick like Josh King. We could have one for Dominic Solanke as well. A couple of hat-tricks flying in today. Sam, 5 minutes of added time at St Andrews. Keep an eye on that one. Hartlepool 3 goals in 7 minutes. I think Watford can rival that. Ewan, are Ipswich becoming the draw experts? Ipswich aren't experts in anything, Ewan, apart from disappointing me. But there you go. Rochdale 2, Sutton 2. Full-time already, first full-time of the day. And Bournemouth are going to be 6 points clear by the end of today. They have won 3-0. Dom Solanke with 2 and Lloyd Kelly. The goal scorers, Bournemouth 3, QPR, Bournemouth 3, Huddersfield. I've said that twice now. Bournemouth 3, Huddersfield 0. Doncaster 3, Cheltenham 2. Oh, that's not going to go from 3-0 back to 3-3, is it? Is it? Doncaster 3, Cheltenham 2. Keep your eyes on that one. If that goes 3-3, I don't know what to say about Doncaster, who are having a wretched season. They got themselves to 3-0 up. It's going to be squeaky bum time there. Oh, Peterborough 2, QPR 1. They're not going to scrub it off on this app, are they? Peterborough 2, QPR 1. I think the Posh might have got themselves a late winner. Oh, goodness me. It could be back-to-back wins. It could be a brilliant week for Peterborough. I'm pretty sure they started it with a defeat. Yes, they did, up at Middlesbrough, but a win at Hull, and they've just gone 2-1 up in the 90th minute against QPR. And at the moment, you would worry for all of their excellent attacking players, QPR, whether their away form and their defence is going to possibly stop them. Everton 2, Watford 5. Are you kidding me? Everton 2, Watford 5. Watford are absolutely killing it today. Josh King's already got a hat-trick. I wonder if he's got number 4. Everton 2, Watford 5. Siriki Dembele is the goal scorer for the Posh. They lead 2-1 in the 90th minute against QPR. Could be a really, really good week for Peterborough, who are going to go on to 14 points. And with Hull currently losing, would be 5 points clear of the relegation zone. And from a Peterborough point of view as well, they're expecting one or more teams to take a points deduction soon as well. So really good few days for Peterborough. Emmanuel Dennis, goal scorer for Watford, who are surely our team of the day. Everton 2, Watford 5. Forest Green 3, Salford 1. Let's have a look here. Full times coming through. Accrington 2, Portsmouth 2. Portsmouth did have a lead. William, I can only see Fulham, West Brom and Bournemouth going up this season. Well, you probably get quite short odds on that, is all I'll say is that. Sam, what did I say? I can't remember. I've dealt with about 5,000 comments in here. Oh, Leeds have a pen. Is this true? Do Leeds have a pen? Joe Gelhart apparently has won the penalty. We could get an equaliser for our dearly departed Leeds here. I'm supposed to be unbiased, but obviously we endorse the performance of our dearly departed teams. Can Leeds get the equaliser against Wolves? Yes, they can. Leeds 1, Wolves 1 in the 93rd minute. Not convincing, but better than a defeat. Leeds 1, Wolves 1. Blackburn 2, Reading 0 is a full time as well. Leeds 1, Wolves 1 in the Premier League. And I'm a lot happier about the dearly departed than I was after Norwich had lost 7-0 and they were all losing. Watford have won. Oh, do I need to get excited, everybody? I think I might need to get excited. Everybody stay calm, but it's just flashed up. Ipswich 2, Fleetwood 1. Everybody stay calm. Ipswich might have got themselves a late winner, but please leave your bias at the door. Ipswich 2, Fleetwood 1 in the 90th minute in front of one of the new owners. I think Ipswich have got a goal to take a 2-1 lead. They've thrown away points from more secure positions than that, but potentially it could be a late winner for Ipswich. Stay calm, everybody. Ipswich 2, Lincoln 1. Fleetwood 1. Everton 2, Watford 5. I don't normally do this, but take about Watford. That is just sensational, isn't it? Everton 2, Watford 5. I saw Watford in the flesh last week get decimated by Liverpool. Bersant Salina in the 93rd minute has given Ipswich the lead. But again, Ipswich have shown themselves capable of messing up those type of things. Napper's, oh God, yes. I'll DM him later, but I'll be nice. Don't worry. Do not worry. Walsall 2, Barrow 2, 90th minute equaliser for Walsall. And that Rochdale game that's been going all over the place is a 95th minute winner, we think, for Rochdale. Selena also yellow card. Is that shirt off? I reckon. Shirt off in the crowd. We are getting full times. Full times all over the place. I've just been texted, football, eh? Bloody hell. From a Watford fan, actually, I have to say. Brilliant stuff. Right. Shrewsbury 4, Cambridge 1. Shrewsbury in the end, it had been level with not long to go in that one. Have cruised in 4-1. Shrewsbury 4, Cambridge 1. Most games now appear to be full times. So I think we can start rounding everything up. Let's just pop Shrewsbury 4, Cambridge 1. Luke Lay with the goal in that one. Sorry, do I need to read that text to get that off my screen? Yes, I do. Full time at Leeds. Leeds getting a 93rd minute equaliser to draw 1-1 with Wolves. Right, let's get into full-time scores then, because most of them are through now. In the Premier League, Chelsea 7, Norwich 0. Not good for one of our dearly departed there. Move on. Palace 1, Newcastle 1. Everton 2, Watford 5. Take about Watford. That's just tremendous. Leeds 1, Wolves 1. That is a full-time, contrary to what it says up there on the screen. Leeds 1, Wolves 1. A late penalty equalised. And I didn't even get the goal scorer for that one. Forgive me, Rodrigo, the goal scorer from the spot in the game between Leeds and Wolves. Southampton 2, Burnley 2. It is full-time at Ipswich. Ipswich win in the 93rd minute. Woof. Right, Cardiff 0, Borough 2. And that was it for good old Mick McCarthy. He has been sacked. Alan Brown has been red-carded with Preston 2-0 down in the 97th minute of the West Lancs derby there. So, look, Cardiff 0, Borough 2. Birmingham 2, Swansea 1. Great win for Birmingham there off the back of a bad run. Blackburn 2, Reading 0. Blackpool 2, Preston 0. Bournemouth 3, Huddersfield 0. Take about Bournemouth. 14 undefeated, 10 wins in 14. What a start. Coventry 1, Derby 1. Wycombe 2, Crew 1 in the 90th minute. That will switch things about at the top of League 1. A late winner for Wycombe, we think. Wycombe 2, Crew 1. Let me go back to where I was. Luton 1, Hull 0. I'll have to check the live league table. Luton may well be in the top 6 after that. Millwall 2, Stoke 1, still going, we think. Peterborough, we think, have got a late winner against QPR 2-1 there. West Brom 3, Bristol City 0. They're still going to be going in about 20 minutes' time. In League 1, Wimbledon 0, Wigan 2, one of our dearly departed teams, winning. Stanley 2, Pompey 2, Bolton 2, Gillingham 2, Burton 1, Oxford 3, Doncaster 3, Cheltenham 2, held on in the end. Ipswich 2, Fleetwood 1, a 93rd minute winner for Ipswich. MK 0, Rotherham 3, another of our dearly departed teams, scraping in there. Morecambe 1, Plymouth 1, the leaders dropped 2 points there. Wednesday 1, Lincoln 1, a draw for Wednesday, one of our dearly departed teams. Shrewsbury 4, Cambridge 1, still going, but academic. And a dearly departed derby there, Sunderland 0, Charlton 1. What a result for Charlton after firing their manager on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever that was. Wycombe are not level 1-1 with Crew. Wycombe are 2-1 up, unless that one got scrubbed off, and it is indeed full time there. Let's check the tables. We'll quickly have a look at the bottom of the Premier League and our dearly departed teams. Norwich looking terrible at the bottom there with 2 points and a 7-0 defeat today. Not good at all. Leeds got themselves a draw, so they're still not winning, but they didn't lose. You can see one defeat in the last 5 there only. Watford, it was a good day for them in the end. They won 5-2 at Everton. They squidged up onto 10 points with another of our dearly departed teams there, Villa. And the final dearly departed team, Brentford, play Leicester tomorrow. And given everybody else pretty much has played, could really jump up the table. But you can see, actually, they haven't. When you get up to the big boys, there's still a few to play there. Right, let's have a look at the Championship and the lay of the land there. And it all looks very, very hunky-dory, to name a David Bowie album, for Bournemouth, who are 6 points clear at the top. We assume West Brom are going to win. They're 3-0 up against Bristol City with probably 10-15 to go for them. Fulham play tomorrow, can go back into second at Nottingham Forest. Coventry's perfect home record is no longer perfect. They drew against Derby. Luton are 5th. That's brilliant. Well played, Luton. 5th place and 11 points from the last 5. They're in fine form and looking very, very good. Borough are 6th. They're in the top 6. Would you believe that? They were abject in the bottom half. It is so tight, though. Look at all those teams on 21 points, for goodness sakes. QPR lost at Posh. Huddersfield lost at Bournemouth. Stoke, I think that's a full... Yeah, it is a full time now. Stoke have lost at Millwall. Look at that championship table. 11th all the way up to 6th. 5th even, all tied on 21 points. Just absolutely incredible there. Blackpool win again in the East Lancs derby. Blackburn beat Reading, and then we're into the bottom half. Forest play tomorrow. Bristol City still going. Swansea lost. Birmingham, good win for them. Sheffield United play tomorrow. Preston being caught up now by Peterborough, who've got back-to-back wins, beating Hull and beating QPR. Cardiff lost again and sacked their manager. Hull, Barnsley, Hull lost at Luton. Barnsley play tomorrow. Derby keep on drawing. They don't lose many games. They don't win many games, but obviously the 12-point deduction problematic for them. We'll have a quick little look at League One, and then we'll bid you all a fond farewell. Up at the top in League One, Plymouth drew. They were caught by a late winner there by Wickham against Crewe. Wigan won. Sunderland lost at home to Charlton. Rotherham, big winners. Oxford, MK and Burton both lost. Sheffield Wednesday and good old Ipswich up to 10th now with 10 points in the last 4 games. Let's pick out the rest of the dearly departed teams. You can see Charlton, despite that brilliant winner, still in the bottom 4 there in 22nd place. And I think we've covered everybody else. There you go. Right, loads and loads of comments. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I can't read all of them. It says I've got 50 comments just come up in there since I last went there. So I'll say thank you, everybody. Great to have the Superstream back as well. Thank you all for joining me. And join us tomorrow. We'll do Dearly Departed Premier League. Try and get that out of the way early in the morning. We'll be back for the Championship review at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Congratulations if your team won. Go and have a beer. And commiserations if your team lost. Go and have a beer. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Over and out, guys, for another Saturday Superstream. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.